This is Hkhs Sport bringing you that heat and far. We keeping a foot on the whoop on the next. We keeping a foot on the whoop on the next. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It versus pipes. Let's talk about it, man. I couldn't get the face, dog. Because I had to sit here and basically put it out there in its most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat fashion, which is as simple as this. Look at this, dog. This is why Hkhs Sport has everybody bending the proverbial effing knee. I had to move all last week, man. So I couldn't just put my face out there, especially throughout the weekend. I just had stuff to do. And you know I'm a busy man, dog. So when I'm doing stuff, we still got to get the videos out there. We still got to push stuff out there, so we're going to push it out there. So hear me, freaking well. And a prediction, kick strikes return. And a prediction, kick strikes again. Every time Hkhs Sport get on this thing, Hkhs Sport always is going to toot his own horn. Because Hkhs Sport has everybody bending the proverbial effing knee up. They kissing the damn ring. You better kiss the ring when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets. Because if you don't, unlimited pressure on your butt, dog. Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It versus pipes. Look, man. Fire Marshal Bill trying to jump on the where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Trying to jump on the Brooklyn bandwagon, dog. You can't do that, dog. If you wasn't a KD Trey 5 fan, you can't do that. If you are Lebrontard, open or secret ended, you can't do that, man. Once you are a LeBron fan, you are completely revoked from the Kevin Durant license, dog. When you are a LeBron fan, you are completely revoked from a Kobe Bryant fanship, though. When you are a LeBron fan, you are completely revoked from a Michael Jeffrey Jordan fanship. You can't root for those guys and root for LeBron James. It's like oil and water. The stuff don't mix, though. It's like apples and oranges. It don't add up. So when it's all said and done, we have to look at Brooklyn, dog. Where Brooklyn is at. Remember, when Biggie said this, he didn't ask a question. He made an emphatic statement. Look at Kevin Durant and James Harden, dog. And a prediction, King strikes return. And a prediction, King strikes again. See, Hkhs Sport is the final authority on basketball, man. Because I told you guys, these guys have already played in Oklahoma City Thunder. Lest you forget, lest I have to remind your ass. Let me say it again. Lest you forget, lest I have to remind your ass. They've already played together. They did this in their infancy. These guys are in the height of their basketball abilities. How did you Rudy Poo and Plum Plum Brains, you classic Dolce and Turncoating, you ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric, didn't think that they was gonna gel together? I mean, you just gotta be a brain full of mush and a brainwashed dodo head to not understand this at its truest and its most properest levels. There's levels to this stuff. There's gears, and the gears is as simple as this. Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? 3 straight game win streak, though. And now 30 points and 34 points between Kevin Durant and James Harden, because James Harden was listening to the Hkhs Sport videos, though. He bent the proverbial effing knee up, and he kissed the ring while he was at it. See, when you do this and you listen to the ultimate truth teller on YouTube, you will be on the right side of history, man. The truth hurts, but it will set you free. And the truth will always have its day. There's a reason why Hkhs Sport is a premier YouTuber, man. Because Hkhs Sport is going to tell you in authenticity and consistency what's real. And what was real all of this time? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? There was no team that was going to mess with the Brooklyn Nets, though. You know why? Because when you take the conglomeration, dog, because that's what it is. It's a conglomeration of KD Trey 5, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. Think about how that's a nightmare for defenses. Think about how defenses can't guard that trio. And then on top of that, you got to think of their abilities. Kevin Durant is unstoppable. Kyrie Irving is nigh unstoppable. And James Harden is damn near unstoppable in the regular season, though. He nuts up in the postseason. This is why he's a Tony Romo, aka Zab Judah. Let me say it again. This is why he's a Tony Romo, aka Zab Judah, and he is best fit as a sixth-man or third-wheel option in its most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat fashion. It's just interesting now that Fire Marshal Bill bend the effing knee to Hkhs' support, dog. Bend the effing knee to Brooklyn Nets, because if he didn't, I was gonna unlimited pressure on that ass. And if he ever gets out of pocket, ever gets out of line, unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts pipes. Why do you think Hkhs' support went back to the original unlimited pressure? Because I don't got time for these Rudy Point plum braids. You gonna respect where Brooklyn is at. I don't got time for these classic Dolce and Turncoating. You gonna respect Brooklyn's finest. And I ain't got time for these ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. Because Crooklyn's finest, dog. Brooklyn is in the building. BK, stand up. I done told y'all, man. Y'all can't see the Brooklyn that's out here in these basketball streets. This is why LBJ Riders Media, LBJ Brigade, LBJ Apologists, and LBJ Stance, they hating on Brooklyn Nets every whim. But Fire Marshal Bill, don't try to jump on the bandwagon now, though. Don't try to sit here and say they hating on the Nets big three. You was the first one. You was Fire Marshal Bill, creating fires, but not putting out the smoke, hating on Brooklyn Nets. So you are part of the problem, not the solution, dog. Let me say it again. You are part of the problem and not the solution. So don't try to jump ship, man. Don't try to turncoat, because Hkhs' support told you. And the prediction King strikes. And the prediction King strikes again. That open and secret in Lebrontards would do this bullshit and fuck shit, dog. They was gonna try to sit here and turncoat, because that's what they are. They're truest in their most properest levels. They are participation award era recipients. So they're gonna jump wherever the participation award era is for them. But Brooklyn Nets is not participation award, dog. This is real heavyweight lifting. This is real NBA championship finals denoting. So what people got to understand in this most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat fashion, where Brooklyn is at. Brooklyn is in the building, and Brooklyn's finest is here to stay. No team can guard the Brooklyn Nets, dog. This is why Hkhs' support is Nostradamus, dog. Because Hkhs' support already deduced the situation. I already drummed this in my head. This is what I try to tell you guys, man. Hkhs' support is the final authority on basketball, because Hkhs' support sees what everybody else can't see. Sun Tzu, aka Art of War, 7 steps ahead of the game, 48 laws of power on that ass, and he's on his Genghis Khan, dog. Anybody can freaking get it, because he's in Hkhs' support warpath mode. And what you guys have to understand, when I looked at the conglomeration of all of this stuff, I saw that how are defenses going to figure out how to guard these guys? How are teams going to have to deal with Brooklyn Nets, even when it's just two of them that's doing their thing, which is what's happening right now with Kevin Durant and James Harden? It's a things that make your defense say, It's a things that make your NBA defense say, And once I put this in my head, I was like, oh, it can't nobody see the Brooklyn Nets. Can't nobody see, and not only that, can't nobody handle the Brooklyn Nets. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat television. Listen, Fire Marshal Bill, it's too late. Stop the presses and pump the brakes on the nonsense. Go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. You can't come to where Brooklyn is at, dog. That's a Hkhs' Sport original. That's a Hkhs' Sport staple. And Hkhs' Sport is going to toot his own horn all NBA season, because he's the final authority on basketball. And he's the only one that's been telling y'all the whole time where Brooklyn was at. And these people are going to hate on Brooklyn because they had more to hate on them. And the prediction King strikes. And the prediction King strikes again, because Hkhs' Sport knows these things, man. He sees these things before they happen. It's called discernment, man. It's called being able to foretell events. And Hkhs' Sport told you guys they were going to hate on where Brooklyn is at, because they realized that Kevin Durant is back. The natural order of basketball restorer is back. Mr. KD Trade 5, Mr. Do Me and I Chill is back to restore the natural order of basketball. So they feeling some type of way. You know I gotta feel to sing the song, dog. The Brooklyn Nets got them feeling some type of way. Hkhs' Sport got them feeling some type of way. Brooklyn Nets and Hkhs' Sport got them feeling some type of way. Then we gotta pick it on the high end. Some type of way. Got them feeling some type of way, dog. So when it's all said and done, Fire Marshal Bill, stop the presses and pump the brakes on the nonsense. Go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush, dog. You can't come to Brooklyn Nets, dog. You can't support Brooklyn Nets because you are a secret-loving Lebrontard. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true telefashion. I leave with this. When you are Lebrontard, it's like oil and water. The shit don't mix. It's like apples and oranges. It don't mix, man. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true telefashion. This is Hino's Sport. Check it out.